Hey, well, Warren Eshpeter dropping swear words on episode 207. I don't know this man. I don't know why he talks like this. He is apparently too cool for the cameras. He just keeps walking back and forth. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, speaking gibberish, making fun of my haircut because he said I look like Ed Norton from American History X and said I look like I should be screaming white power. I think that's rude and a little bit racist, but, to each their own, I guess, Warren. What are you doing? Why are you walking around? Just sit down. Let's just do the podcast. Why you got to be like this? This is what I deal with, everybody. I normally don't record this stuff because I don't like it's like parents not arguing in front of kids. I don't like my fans, my audience members, to have to see what I have to deal with. What are you doing?
Dude, just turn up the brightness.
Just turn up brightness. My God.
There's my parents. This is my parents' house, right?
Oh yeah, no, I thought that nice place was yours.
All right. Just because I make minimum wage starting last month,
hey dude,
doesn't mean I can't afford a $250,000 house.
Hey, I just finished stocking Jose Cuervo light margarita mix, some Boda Box Pinot Noir, and some Fireball Minis, everybody. Some Rumplemints, real high class stuff. You probably haven't heard of it. It's imported. Pop Off, Svedka, real top shelf, real, yeah. So I like your Burger King shirt. I thought it said Burger King. It says high or something.
It's not a Burger King shirt.
I thought it said a Burger King, higher ground, Burger King, whatever, man.
Let me grab an ice cube.
God damn it. I don't know why you got to go grab. I was going to make a cheesy joke about Ice Cube the rapper and Ice Cube the Law and Order guy. So it's just me and Warren right now. But
don't test me, Jurgen.
Don't test me, bud. Don't test me, buckaroo. But yeah, dude, I went to Great Clips and I check in with the fucking app and I get the same haircut. I've got the same haircut every 8 weeks for the last 4.5 years. Different ladies there, but I mean, they've all cut my hair at least once. They all know me, same thing. I went in and just they start buzzing and I opened my eyes and I was like, that's not what I normally get, but there's nothing undoing it. So I didn't say anything. I was like, yep, that's fine. Because they already did the top half and I had hair on the side and I was like, there's no fixing this. So I went through the 5 stages of grief in under a second. And it very quickly just came out as
you're great clips.
Great Clips, fucking, yeah, make me look like a skinhead. This is 2 separate people said at work without talking to each other. They're like, Jesus, man. I took off my mask and he was like, you look. And one guy's friend was there who I'd never met before and he looked at me and goes, phew. And I was like, is it the white skin and the blue eyes? Yeah. Dude, I swear to God, if you walk away from the camera one more time, I'm gonna go German Aryan race on you. I'll hunt you down in my Messerschmitt.
You almost said that, or I didn't want to be laying on a couch.
For anyone listening and not watching, he is just leaving and just going left and right and then left and right through the frame.
Sorry, dude. I'm actually on 4 different podcasts all right now.
That's a lie. You don't have 4 friends.
That's hurtful.
Words hurt, bud. But hey, man, you're one of 2 friends I have, so I'm not hating. I'm not hating.
What games have you been playing lately?
Grand Theft Auto, as always.
Fun.
Yeah,
always.
As always.
No, you were doing Just Cause for a solid.
I was doing Just Cause for a bit. I was doing 3 and 4, and then I went on a Far Cry 4 and 5 2-month run, and I've moved back to Grand Theft Auto. I like Grand Theft Auto because you can go into director mode, which is God mode, and you can control the weather. And so when I'm playing late at night and I'm listening to audiobooks and just waiting for the podcast to process, it's dark in the room, and if it's sunny in the game, it hurts I'm such a pussy. It hurts my eyes. And I'm like, oh, it hurts my eyes. It's way too sunny. It's way too light. It should be dark lights. I'm producing melatonin far past my bedtime. But what I do in director mode is I can turn it on nighttime and thundery weather. So it's sometimes I put it on snowing, so I feel like it's just snowing and I run around in the snow to escape the fact that I'm above my parents' garage. Yeah. All the while just shooting police and civilians, but yeah.
It was really wholesome.
Up until that. Okay, well, it is a little wholesome because so there's a glitch in Grand Theft Auto where the bottom of the bike, the physics engine has it so it pulls down. because like when you're driving the bike around, it like you crash so easily, and it kind of makes it not fun. So like
the motorcycle or like
yeah, the motorcycle. And so there's like a slight, I think it has like a 1 meter per second like gravitational pull just pointing like down from the bottom of the bike. Well, someone figured out early on that like if you can go off a jump on the bike and then like turn it up, like pull it back, you can kind of negate 1 meter per second of gravity, and so you can go like a little farther. Well, you go into director mode, and so I made like a jump at the top of a skyscraper, and it's just enough that you'll cancel out gravity, and then you'll start to rise back up. You can get going like twice as fast as the fighter jet because it just keeps accelerating. So you can just get cooking. Like you can't see the ground; you're so high up, but you can look on the map, and it's just like flying underneath you as you're on a motor. Just and I've gotten to the.
Try that, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'd never done it till like a week ago. I've had Grand Theft Auto 5 for 7 years.
I got GTA 5 on my computer, dude. If you have online, we'll have to. They just cross-platform. I'm pretty sure.
Fuck yeah, we should. But I've been doing that, and I've been finding that's like a new. So I turn off pedestrians and vehicles, and I just do that, and I kind of have fun seeing if I can do like almost like fighter jet flybys, but in like a motorcycle. So I'll come down trying to like streak next to a beach, going like 300 miles an hour. But so that's what I'm doing in my life right now. But yeah, so
fuck yeah, that's the way to do it, dude.
Well, Thursday I have Rob Manning, man, the chief engineer for Mars Curiosity rover.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm excited.
That's going to be super cool. You had him or you're having him?
Having him Thursday.
That's awesome. Yeah, man, that'll be rad.
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm definitely a little bit terrified.
No, dude, don't let him. Don't let him. He's not that important.
Don't let him.
How's it that you've devoted your life to Hot Wheels in space, you child, is the first thing you should.
Fuck no. That guy drives rovers on different planets. That is so cool.
That is pretty cool.
That is amazing.
I think you'd be surprised at the barrier to enter, like being less than what you expect, right? Like
really?
I know someone who is the current flight director for Curiosity.
Okay.
He was an intern with me 2 years ago.
Okay.
And at that, I wouldn't smart dude, hard worker, but like he's a guy. He hits the gym. He hangs out, plays some COD, goes to work. And also a big thing with the Mars rover is like it's so slow, so it's not like you're fucking.
No, it's not. It goes like 1/10 of a mile or like 100th of a mile an hour, if even.
Yeah, it like moves inches in minutes. It's
yeah, that's what he said in the book. Its top speed is like a centimeter an hour, and that's on Earth. He said on Mars they drop it down by an order of magnitude.
So I have this realization yesterday because I was thinking about like what was the purpose of what I did when I was in NASA, and for 8 months straight I just tested and modeled the performance of motors, and some of these motors are like automatic, right? And so but we were testing motors for the robotic arm, and it occurred to me, and this is like 2 years after I worked there, right? It just occurred to me yesterday. I'm like, oh, now I know why we do that. Because in my mind, they're just like, hit a button, it grabs the rock, it's done. It's like, no, they gotta fucking decide how far that is, fast.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, and then they do that. They do it in real life on the fake Mars rover.
Yeah.
And make sure it works, and they like measure it out.
And then they do it. Yeah. Oh, they recreate the soil and stuff. Like,
I wear Velcro shoes because I don't have the patience to tie. There's no way.
Dude, I'm rocking this buzz cut so I don't have to shampoo in the morning because that's just too much. Where it's like, or no shampoo, not have to like put anything in it because when it's long, I gotta put something in it so it doesn't look.
I know. Like I ran off to the bathroom as soon as you called me. I'm like,
oh, gotta look good for Tommy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll rock a neo-Nazi haircut just so I can spend 30 seconds less at the vanity fucking mirror in the morning. Yeah. Dude, we're not rover material. You could say Velcro Boy and Skinhead. The Adventures of Velcro Boy and Skinhead. That'd be a good Adult Swim show.
Novel coming.
I see an Adult Swim show.
Graphic novel.
When Adult Swim. When does it? I think it airs at 3:30 in the morning. It'll be Velcro Boy, and Skinhead Man.
Do TV shows like they can't exist in the same capacity that they used to?
I don't think so.
Nobody watches cable.
I think Adult Swim still has. I feel like TV is getting more, and this is based on nothing, but I'm gonna go with it wholeheartedly. I feel like TV is more of like open mic, like you get a shot at like debuting your thing. Everything worth a fuck is on Netflix,
like Netflix or Hulu,
or like, whatever, online on demand.
Yeah. But I mean, even at that, right? Like, I think the way a lot of entertainment's moving is just no, that's wrong. I was gonna say YouTube, right? Like, I want my 10-second fucking like dopamine hit. Dude, you should hit up some people at Adult Swim. I had a buddy who used to work there.
Oh yeah?
And he could probably put you in touch with some crazy people.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, dude, we gotta find you someone on Adult Swim. That'd be really cool.
That would be badass. Know who I want to get? I want to get Leroy Jenkins. I want to find Leroy Jenkins.
The guy who did the Leroy
Jenkins. Yeah. God damn it, Leroy.
OD.
Why would he OD? I don't think there's anything wrong with him.
I know, he's probably fine.
He's probably completely fine. Just that or the Numa guy.
Oh, he's a Swedish guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's at least Swedish music. I'm pretty sure the dude himself is Swedish.
Yeah.
You gotta find him. You should just go through
the real movers and shakers in society. Fuck politicians. Fuck
Chocolate Rain.
Yeah.
Get the woman who cried about Britney. Leave Britney alone.
The girl who was stomping grapes. You remember that one?
Dude, this is a real 10-year ago.
That was longer than that, man. 10 years ago was my freshman year in college. This shit was, I was in middle school.
Oh, frick.
Yeah, man. I watched the language.
That would be cool. I think you should revive it. I think they'd like their
meme.
Life back in the spotlight.
Or not. I remember the Numa guy was not handling it well at all when it happened in 2004.
Really?
Yeah. I remember he was on the news. I remember me and my brother John were watching on the news, and it was newscasters around his house, and his dad was out there. He's like, please, no more. He can't take it. He's very upset. He's not doing it. He's not eating. He's not showering. He's it was too much. It was
goodness.
Yeah. Maybe he wouldn't want that.
Yeah. Maybe don't reach out. Well, you could reach out.
Do you think you could get people in jail during their 1 hour of time to talk to people? Is that breaking a rule? Could they be giving codes to other gang members? Do you think
you could totally get someone in prison?
There's Hansen. Was it Hansen? He was the FBI. He was the KGB mole for the he was in the FBI and was a KGB mole, and they caught him in the late 80s or 90s, and he's in ADX Florence out in Colorado, which is the clean version of hell. That's what it's been described as. The 9/11 mastermind is there.
You should reach out because a ton of documentarians get in with.
Yeah.
I don't know about serial killers and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm sure just someone who's been there a bit, they'd be like, yeah, sure, dude.
But would it idolize them? Would it? Do they deserve that? I think it could.
Was a serial killer, then there's a moral question.
Yeah. FBI guy, maybe I could get him.
But yeah, if it's treason or something, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
One of the Boston Bombers. One of the Boston Bombers is in there.
Maybe don't
get
not him, but somebody else.
But he was on the front of Rolling Stone, man. They didn't have a problem doing that.
That was the Unabomber. That wasn't the
boss. That was the boss. That was the Zartnev.
Yeah.
TSARNIEV. He was on the front of Rolling Stone. They had him done up so he looked like a stud because he's a handsome guy. But Rolling Stone did it was like, what, you don't remember that? It was like, what the fuck? It was like an expose on like, this misunderstood like bad boy, and it was like, dude, this guy just killed.
Yeah.
Rolling Stone did that. Don't yell at me. That was Rolling Stone.
No, I'm just saying you're not allowed.
You're being hurtful now.
I'm not hurting anyone.
Yeah, that would be. So a question I have for Rob Manning, and he already said he's down to answer it, is, so like, have you ever heard of like the rubber duck like phenomenon, like the ocean?
No.
And in like 1991 or 1992, like a shipping container fell off a cargo ship, and during a storm full of rubber duckies, and like it ripped open, and like they're all deposited within like a football field sized patch of ocean. But even from that one patch of ocean, over the next like 3 years, they ended up on every continent, like both poles, like every beach, like opposite sides of continents, so like East Coast, West Coast.
Awesome.
What it actually led to a lot of novel information about climatology, currents.
Yeah.
Because it was like, how did this one thing that was all in the same starting point, just what little variation meant that some went here and some went there? And
exactly. Well, it's all like chaotic, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not super clean flowing while the currents go in one direction.
But I mean, it was as good of an experiment as you could ever get, because it was not even like double placebo. Like no one was looking for it. Like it was an accident. So like whatever arose was natural. A guy wrote a book called Moby Duck, and I haven't read it yet, and I can't find any contact information for the guy. Point being, a ton of novel information came from rubber ducks, just letting them go and then seeing where they came.
That's kind of cool.
It's really cool. So my question for Rob Manning was like, because after listening to his book several times, it's like what you said. I started to realize, I was like, oh, this isn't like, you should put this on it. It's like every milligram is calculated. And it's like, we should pick this up. It's like, no, they have plans where it's like, all right, tomorrow we're going to lower the arm, and, I'd like this joint, and we're going to pick up this rock. Do you have any questions? And people are like, well, I'm looking at that rock, and I'm not sure if the thumb can hit. It's like, they like storyboard as something as simple as like that.
Yeah. Well, because you think about it, right? If I do this, it's like you have elbow movement, shoulder movement, there's some wrist movement, and like, even if my shoulder is not moving, there's some force keeping my shoulder in the same spot. So it's like you're holding. It's intense.
Yeah.
The fact that for a full year I could do nothing but test these motors.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I was even hand testing them. Like I wrote code that just tested them while I stood there.
Yeah.
And these were the same 6 motors. Same type, same 6 type. And it wasn't like we were just trying to test a bunch. It's like we were putting them in chambers, like hot and cold. At this temperature, how's the performance? At this temperature, how's the performance? In this vacuum, how's the performance? It's insane.
Everything is like so much more complex than you could. So basically the point is like I realized it wasn't just like, of course it's not what my simple mind thought it was. It wasn't like, let's do this, let's do that. It's like everything is calculated into it, the money. And so I was like, what would you be able to do to like exponentially increase the amount of data it can bring back for like almost no extra weight or extra size? And so I began thinking like, what if you could have like a novel like isotope of something, or like a nanoparticle, and it could just have like a dime size of them. You have like 1 billion of them. What if it could get there, and like when it unfolds, it could just go like, just blow them out onto the ground and just do the rubber duck thing. Like, let's see where they go over like 3 years. Like, is there any way you'd be able to, because we have Mars orbiters, is like could you do nanobots? Could you just do a radioisotope that isn't found there that we could be able to pick up later? Maybe when we get humans there, we could track it. Would we be able to like illuminate patterns of like wind flow with like, because almost no extra weight, almost nothing, and almost no extra size. It would be like the size and weight of a dime, but it would just be like 10 billion. Don't even need to do anything special. It's just as soon as you get there, just blow it out and just
do some Mars climate studies.
Yeah, do some Moby Duck. Like, where is it gonna go?
That could be pretty cool.
I thought it was really cool.
That'd be neat.
Yeah.
I don't see why. I mean, I'm sure there's some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But I think it sounds like it could be done.
He said, I'm going to answer all your questions on Thursday, including the nano rubber duckies.
That's awesome. Oh, did you email him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I told him all this. It was like nano rubber duckies. He liked it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How did you get in touch with him initially?
I was trying to find him because I got his audiobook. Actually, it was you. And I was like, Warren, how do I find this guy? And you were like, go to like the directory, and you're like, just type in like this initial, that, and I did it, and it worked. It was a complete shot in the dark. Like it's not like I found him. I just guessed the email, and it worked.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta do, dude. Most of life is just cold emails.
I'm not sure if that's true, but
yes, all I do, I just email random people.
It's one of the age-old sayings. You know, early bird gets the worm. Life is just a series of cold emails.
It is.
It might actually be.
Sounds like for you.
It is, man. That's how this stuff works for me, man. I can't tell you.
You ever get like a friend of a friend though?
Yeah, I had JP Veriano, who's my older brother's friend, and then from him I had Nick Phelps, Dan Libby, David Libby, Greg Henneman. That's what all led to like the F-117 like historians. That's
cool. So like
that's the only chain though. There hasn't been another. I thought it would be more prevalent. It wasn't. That's the only chain. I'm like, do you have a friend? And they're like, yeah, but I'm not gonna ask him for you. And I'm like, okay. That's what most people are like. Do you have any friends? And they're like, yeah, but I'm not gonna ask them. It'd be weird. And I'm like, okay.
You get their contact info at least or something?
No, they're just like, yeah. They're like, I'm like, can I ask them? They're like, Then they just kind of.
I wonder why people get so awkward about it.
I don't know. They probably don't want to be associated with me. I mean, I could see it, man. Like, you just are like, fuck it. I did this podcast. Like, not everyone needs to know I was on this podcast. Like,
well, if it's like your buddy, right? What does it matter?
Oh, if it's like friends of mine, like friends of guests I have, yeah.
I'm saying like you get someone, you have a good conversation. What's
oh no, they don't. No, they don't.
They don't have friends.
No, they won't. They won't follow. They won't let me do that. Yeah.
No, I know. What I'm saying is, what do you think is
why
the
not?
reason?
They don't want their friends seeing the podcast with them. I mean, imagine if you're, I don't know, younger, and you know, I'm just thinking of like a high school like friendship dynamic or something. I could see your friends not, you know, I don't want them to make fun of me. Like, you know, I think it's just all that, because they wouldn't do it if they like truly didn't like me. I don't think they would have done the podcast.
Yeah, or at the end they'd be like, I didn't like that.
Yeah, let's not upload it, and like that's fine. I always tell people, I'm like, you can have me take it down whenever. No one's ever asked to have it taken down. So like, I don't know. It's probably just like, fuck off. You know, like, I don't know, just like, because you're not paying me. Like, we did a podcast, so I did your thing. Like this, we're not gonna be friends now. Like this is, yeah. They're early on where I would like text guests later. I'd be like, man, that was cool. Like, thanks for coming on. And I'd send them a meme or something, and it would just drop off. Never heard back. And it's just been like 9 months.
I wonder.
And then some of these, some of these people like you, we just kept talking. We just stayed friends.
Exactly. Yeah. I think this is a great friendship.
Thank you. I love it.
I know. Recently, MEMESat had a technical review with the Air Force, and I loved it. Like, I got all of the undergrads on the team psyched up. I'm like, you guys are going to answer all these questions. Like, if you prep, we're psyched. Like, come on, hands in, 1, 2, 3, go team. And we start the review, and we pull up the documents to start it. And the reviewer calls me out, and he's like, Warren, why'd you do this? And I'm like, because this, and for the rest of the review, they only addressed me. I'm like, come on. I didn't do it.
They weren't jumping in.
No, and it was, I mean, defendable. It's not that like I was expecting them to jump in, because it's like Mac Daddy of the Air Force people was just Warren, why'd you do this? And like all the technical stuff, completely fine. I think we had some really good insights. I think we got some good advice. I think we defended what we had pretty well. But one thing that I thought was hilarious was I had this guy, this program, or is a program manager? I don't know, some sort of manager for the small sat portfolio of the Air Force. He was like, mission objective number 2, like, why memes? And then the objective is to be able to downlink memes. And I just told him, he's like, what if it was just text? I'm like, I'm not going to rename the mission and rebrand at this point. He's like, well, if you launch in 2 years, like, what if the memes get stale? And I'm like, I am in official review with members of the Air Force, and their primary concern is if my memes
are stale.
And this is like a 50-something-year-old man asking me about the freshness of my memes and how we're going to mitigate stale. And I'm like, I never actually would have thought of that.
Hey, man, keeps you on your toes. If it was such a silly question, you'd have an answer right away.
I know. And I'm like, man, I really don't know.
Is there a way? Is it going to be the equivalent of like Rage comics and it's going to be outdated?
Exactly. I don't want my Twitter memes getting laughed at. And so we're rethinking that a little bit. We're also rethinking the interactivity a bit. Instead of just like broadcasting memes, MEMESat is going to tweet.
Oh, that would be cool. You can like submit your tweet.
Yeah, so like what you'll do is we'll have some link or something, or you could tweet at us with certain info, and we'll tweet at you from space with a meme.
You should make it so you can you get the platform, but you'd have to like scan it so people don't just start saying like racist shit.
Yeah, no, I'm for sure not letting people.
Because you would get trolls. You would get those people that take over those like chat bots on Twitter and turn them into Nazis.
Yeah, like within 1 hour, Microsoft's chatbot AI like became a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, MEMESat would just become. It'd just be
racist.
This high orbit platform. It would just be like reading like in 280 characters at a time. It'd just be like reading Mein Kampf. You'd be like, fuck. fuck.
Wait, shut that down. No, we're not doing Sure. At the genesis of this idea, I said you can submit memes or phrases or whatever, but we are gonna review it because we can't be Hitler, space Hitler, not something we can be, not something we want to be.
Jesus.
Bro, this I mean, it's like a serious thing. That's one of the biggest issues when I talk to people with it. It's like, well, how are you going to vet? And I'm like, well, I'm going to have a squadron of undergraduates making sure the N-word doesn't get on the satellite. Like, I don't know what you want. We're going to look at the pictures, and if they're inappropriate, they're not going on there.
What if they have like near invisible text, like an off shade of white blended into like a white background of Pepe or something, and like when you invert it or something, you get the negative and it just says something terrible? Like, I guarantee you someone's gonna sneak something in.
Yeah. No. I think so. And it's really like, how do we mitigate that without AI or without like very, very intense?
I don't think you can.
Color shifting and analyzing, because I'm like, oh, if they just like go into Photoshop, crank the saturation, like, and then put a multiply filter over it. So I'm like, okay, well, the average, who cares, right? I think if it's not recognizable on first glance, it's getting the go ahead.
I think that's the only fair.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll have a database on the ground and stuff. Like, if it gets tweeted and someone's like, oh, something bad, it's like, delete.
Yeah.
If it can happen to Microsoft without backlash, it can happen to us, and I'm sure.
Yeah.
It'll just make for a funny story.
Or is it because Microsoft is so powerful that people are like, I don't really give a shit about a bot, like they provide essential services? With you, it might just be like easy target.
Dude, I'm going to be on BuzzFeed. They're going to be like, charity hates blacks.
It's going to be like Numa. They're going to be like interviewing your dad. They're going to be like, please, Warren can't take anymore. He's not showering. He's not eating. He's not Yeah, he stopped wearing his Velcro shoes. He's too nervous to even put those on. He's
got to go back to Crocs.
He's yeah. You have no idea what this means. He's not even doing his hair when Tommy calls, and like that's and you know.
I don't know. Now that you mention it,
the heat's turning up a little.
No, I think it's fine. No such thing as bad press. Like, we're not going to intentionally put bad things on. If somebody wants to be a weirdo and slip something, like, we'll try our best to find that before it happens.
What if you have someone in your team that's a troll?
It's like an inverse whistleblower?
Inside job.
I don't know what I would do to them if they're still at the school. I'd kick them out of the lab.
How would you know?
How would I know?
What if they lock you out? What if they what if they are the coders?
The coders? My single person flight software team is gonna
There's a KGB mole.
Dude, if we get someone from Russia, if we get a suspiciously Russian student trying to join the team, they're gonna have to pass a lot of tests. A lot of very American tests.
Someone's gonna do something, or they're gonna send up like a series of tweets where like the first letter is gonna like spell something, like of like 50 consecutive tweets.
If you put in your info for it to send down.
What?
My coffee machine's streaking out a little bit.
No, I can't hear it.
Oh, that's good. But yeah, I mean, well, if we do it from a web platform, right, where either you tweet at it or we have a website where you you put in your name and your Twitter handle or some phrase that you want to send.
Yeah.
And it goes into a queue, and then we would have to approve or reject these things. And man, that'd be hard if this dude really gamed it, where he was like,
well, I mean, do you remember did we talk about it? Do you remember the "He Will Not Divide Us"? Remember Shia LaBeouf's flag right after the 2016 election, and 4chan kept taking it down?
People were finding it in the middle, like based on flights.
Yeah. You put a camera pointing up at it for everyone that doesn't know. You put a camera, Shia LaBeouf's "He Will Not Divide Us" flag right after Trump got elected. The first two were stolen, so he put it out in like a field. Well, no one knew if it was in Manhattan, if it was in Ohio, but it was just on the ground looking up at a flagpole. And people started to pinpoint the flights, and they tracked the flights. And then
they said, at what time does it cross the sky with this angle? They got the time of day, and they got like where the sun is in the sky.
And they got stars, and then they got one person started driving around honking his horn because the camera had audio, and they're like, "Can you hear the horn?" And they sent out like people on a bunch of different states, and they were like, "Someone's honking," and like they found out, and that's how they did it. And there's no other purpose than just, I mean, it really was like for the lulz. Like, it might just be, let's take down the space-based platform just because.
Memes?
Full weaponized autism, man. They might be coming for you.
They might weaponize it?
They might be coming for you, dude.
I don't know. I think we're going to do our best to make sure nothing horrible happens. I can't say it would be funny because
it'd be hilarious. You can't say it. You can't say it.
Depending what happened, it would be really funny.
I can be your mouthpiece. You can't say it would be funny because then you'll get fingered for it. You'll get pointed at it.
Yeah. 5 years ago, Warren Eshpeter said it would be funny if his satellite was horrible. Nah.
You'll be canceled.
Dude, once I get on Ellen, that's like the elixir of uncancelability.
Uncancelability?
Yeah, it's the fountain of not being capable of like
Ellen.
Because Ellen came back from the dead. People try to cancel her.
Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, you're right. She's got something. She's powerful.
I don't know what traits are there about Ellen that makes her uncancelable.
I don't know. What if you get canceled, but cancel culture takes on such a form that we said we were only going to do a half an hour. That's my bad.
That's fine.
Yeah. What if they like fired like an anti-satellite missile at it? Like they backlash is so strong that the Navy actually cancels it.
That the Navy deorbits my satellite.
They cancel it.
So I think by space law, you can't destroy a satellite with traditional projectile weapons, kinetic weaponry.
But we have.
Well, they've slammed satellites into each other.
No, I mean, we've literally we shot one down in 2007.
Not with guns, like not with missiles or guns. It's a satellite going into a satellite. It's like
I thought we
object already up there.
I'm pretty sure we shot a missile from a Navy cruiser
to a satellite.
Yeah, we did it in 1985 with an F-15. We had an anti-sat missile. It's the only time a fighter jet's ever shot down a missile. It zoom climbed straight up and then released it.
Oh.
Well, okay. Yeah, it's crazy. They called it the F-15 instead of the Eagle. They called it the Celestial Eagle. It's the only one that ever got that designation.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
It's badass. Cool. It's badass. Yeah. He had to.
Super cool. Imagine being the pilot.
I know.
Like something. That's also just like. It sounds pretty precise.
Oh, what? He had a window, like a very small window, that he had to get it off.
Yeah, how to get it off. He had a small window where you could get it off.
Yeah, you think you're funny?
I'm just proud of you for not going P3 times during this.
Oh, yeah. I'll just start urinating.
You just start pissing your pants right now.
Stop, but you gotta
cancel. Possible. So, who else are you having on?
Tomorrow is tomorrow Dale's coming back on, Delta Force. Thursday is Rob Manning. I can't tell you who, but there's someone later this month. I can't tell you who.
Cool? Who?
I can't, but it's.
Wait, why can't you tell?
It's a surprise. I can't. I don't want to like jinx it.
Surprise for me.
It's insane.
You got an insane guess?
No, it's not like Elon or no. But I mean, it's for not even having 1,000 subscribers. It's gonna be crazy.
Really? What industry?
Well, now I'm like building it up. What if it's like not that crazy? What if it's just crazy in my mind?
What industry?
I'm not even. Industry? I'm finished. We're not even. I can't. Well, see, now I'm already worried. I'm like, what if it doesn't follow through? What if it's like, oh, I mean, that's like, yeah, I mean, that's definitely cool, but that's not insane.
You hyped yourself up, Tommy. This better be.
Fuck.
Better be Jerry Seinfeld or something.
Jerry, off. Cancel. You just see his shadow, and I'm like.
I talked to a company recently. This startup based out of San Francisco, doing space stuff, and I got on a call with them. Their VP of business dev, because they had some questions about MEMESat, and they're asking all these questions about, how come you're not selling ad space? Is it profitable? Like, how are you storing the memes so that radiation doesn't corrupt them? And then they were like, would you like to make a commercial version of MEMESat for us? Like, we could champion that. And like, apparently they've already gotten in touch, because a long time ago, Pepsi wanted to engrave their logo on the moon.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's illegal. Like, I don't know why they didn't do it, but they're going out to all these companies who were the champions of space advertising, right? Or the want to space advertising. I'm just like, how weird would it be to be the person to be on the cutting edge of advertising in space? I could be the McAfee of space advertising. I could be like the first one, and people are like, this is all right. And then in like 10 years later, like, this is awful. How do I uninstall?
And you're like,
and I'd be like, yeah.
you run away. You're in like French Polynesia. They're like, where is Eshpeter?
John McAfee?
Yeah, like, where is Eshpeter? And you're like,
where is John McAfee? I don't know how advertising would make sense from space. Like, publicity stunt, sure. I am doing a publicity stunt. MEMESat, publicity stunt, for sure.
You know what you should fucking do, man? I guess you can't, because that's space junk. I was going to say, you should release a rubber ducky in like solidarity with the ones in the ocean. But that wouldn't be funny. That would just like collide with other expensive equipment, cause a cascading effect.
You can't just release a ton of rubber ducks in space.
Released 100,000 rubber ducks, and you're like, we're gonna learn more about orbits, and it just causes a chain reaction. It's like the beginning of the movie Gravity.
They know a lot about orbits.
You kill everyone in the space station. You take out like the SpaceX Dragon capsule. You're charged with like 11 murders.
It's a Dyson sphere of rubber ducks around Earth. At 400 kilometers, so we're shielded. We block out the sun with rubber ducks.
You blot out the radiation. You blot out the radiation. That's how we get to Mars. You send like this massive wall of rubber ducks, and then the capsule travels behind it, and the rubber ducks absorb the radiation.
No, they're like those little capsules of foam, and if you get them wet, they like stretch into the sponge dinosaur.
And that's how they find water on Mars?
No, I was just going to say, put like inverse shrinky dinks in orbit, and then you understand, grow.
What if you threw them all on Mars, and whichever ones inflate, that's where water is?
How would you'd already have to know where the water is to know which ones inflate, dude.
Well, no, you make them super lightweight when they're dry so that they float around like the rubber ducks in the ocean. So they tumble around during dust storms, and then where they find water, they get too heavy and they can't move anymore, and that's how they find them.
How they'd have to be so big?
No.
They'd have to be huge to see from orbit? Yeah, they would have to be gigantic.
You just put like, I don't know, like radio beacons in them.
That trigger when electronics that start working when they get wet.
Sure.
I don't know. That sounds strange to me, man.
I mean, dude, imagine trying to pitch a Mars rover. Here's an idea I got.
All right, so we got shrinky dinks with radios on them. They're triggered by water.
That will be SonicSat. SonicSat will release when it gets to Pluto.
That's a big pivot. That's a big pivot
from the original purpose. You're throwing something in at the last minute. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, dude, we talked for an hour about what you want to do.
No, SonicSat is remaining SonicSat.
It's going to be full of shrinky dinks.
No, SonicSat is what it is. Rob Manning said he might. Rob Manning said he might comment on SonicSat.
Shrinky sat.
If we get Rob Manning to give a legitimate answer to SonicSat,
he's gonna.
We need
confused why you're so invested in it and not want to hurt feelings.
Exactly, maybe. But I mean, even if we get him to comment anything, I'm gonna do like a splice of you and I like organically coming up with the idea and then cutting to like Rob Manning, chief JPL engineer for Mars Curiosity. Let me tell you about SonicSat.
When you came up with SonicSat on our first podcast,
you were uncomfortable?
I was uncomfortable. I'm like, this dude is getting really psyched.
I'm still psyched about it, dude. It's so unrealistic. It has no scientific value, but god damn it, I want it.
And I think, yeah, dude. I mean,
what did I text you when you were like, yeah, I mean, there's like planetary gravitational slingshots, and I was like, what if we shot it at like the supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way? Do you think it would speed up more? And you texted me back. We had known each other for like a couple days, maybe. And you go, well, right now we're talking about throwing a CubeSat named SonicSat at a supermassive black hole in the middle of a galaxy. So, like, I don't have, like, a super realistic answer. that just kind of made me pause. I was like, yeah, perspective. Because I was like, would we shoot it at it or would we shoot it out of the Milky Way? You're like, we're talking about two idiots shooting a CubeSat at the black hole in the center of the Milky Way.
I couldn't do it with the CubeSat. I don't think it's possible. You need something really big. You need, like, a big rocket in space. Just slow burn, but I'm detracting. I'm supplying your fuel for SonicSat.
Yeah, just stop trying to. Yeah, it's an addiction, and you're not going to break it. So just enable it and just accelerate it. Let's just,
go get your degree in aerospace engineering.
I hope SonicSat launches one day. just so that it's like. Now, would that make it seem cool that you could do like a video montage of it organically arising to like cut to like the launch over years, or would that take away from the prestige of space? Would that be like, oh, any idiot
doing a montage?
It's like I remember I told my little brother, I said something stupid to him like last year, and I was like, hey, don't forget I got into medical school, like I could be a doctor. And he goes, that doesn't make me think more of you, that makes me think less of the field of medicine that you got in. Which is a brutal burn. But
dude, that's I've probably said it before on the podcast. After I have my degree in aerospace engineering, and I went to a very good aerospace engineering school. With some of the kids in my classes, I'm convinced planes are going to be dropping out of the sky in 10 years. They're just...
Or has it always been that way?
I think it's always been that way, and that's terrifying.
Like Wilbur and Orville Wright, like Chucky Yeager. Like, how do you not know, like, when these guys were off camera, they were just, like, snorting lines of meth and, like, throwing wrenches at each other. And it just, like, you know... How do you not know that, like, Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were just, like... I don't know, like, alcoholic, like, womanizers. They were just catcalling, but, you know, not everyone had a cell phone, so no one knows. There's no, like, Snapchats of it. What if they were just terrible?
What does that have to do with anything? I'm saying, I don't know. Kids are smart enough to build planes, and you're like, yeah, but what if the first astronauts like did a bunch of blow and hit women?
Oh my god, I've been working too many hours, dude. My brain's fried.
How's the job?
Well, if this episode is any indicator of my mental health, it's going great. It's going great.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm actually, I'm not even going to comment on that. There's something else potentially exciting that I'll keep you in the loop with. I might be calling you later.
All right. That's very exciting. Wow, you're being really
but actually
ominous.
Yeah.
Do you work at 3:30?
No. But I got to go meet somebody. About a certain CubeSat. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god. I would lose. I'll sell you the rights, the IP to MEMESat.
We already own it.
What?
I'm 10 moves ahead of you. During this podcast, I sent my team of vulture capitalists out. We already took over MEMESat. You're out of a job. You work for me now.
What?
I foreclosed your house.
I don't own a house. These people just left their front door unlocked.
You can hear the sirens in the distance.
I do not know where they're going or when they're coming back.
Dude, what if that was just your house?
If this was my house?
If you got that from MEMESat.
If I could have afforded this?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd cash out. I'd sell this house. That's what I would do. If I got this house in cash, I would definitely sell it and move somewhere worse and pocket money. I'm a child.
What if it... Hey, did I show you my my new super deluxe laptop cooling fan? It's just a box fan.
You belong in a home. I'm gonna put you into a home in a year.
There's gonna be MEMESat. It's gonna be the fastest thing ever. Sure thing, Tommy. Take your afternoon meds. MEMESat. We're gonna call it Sonic Sat. It's gonna be the black hole at the center of the Milky Way, Sagittarius A. Like, all right, bud. Just like Interstellar. Okay.
Dude, I have nothing to say to that one. But I don't know. I don't have a lot going on, really. We're working on MEMESat. We're getting to a point where we can finally start actually like deciding on hardware. So after this December, we have our next big review, and then we're like actually toying with the satellite, and it will be being built as of 2021, which
that's crazy.
am stoked about. It's gonna be nuts.
I don't know why you had to start talking like that.
It's gonna be cool, dude.
It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be nuts. I can't tell you anything.
You don't tell me anything. Why are you keeping all these secrets?
Well,
who's coming to your show? Who are you talking at 3:30? Do you have a doctor's appointment?
I hope I don't. No, I have a doctor's appointment next week. But I'm getting a physical for the first time in like a decade, so I hope they just don't find like cancer.
Dude, you are full of cancer and your blood pressure says you're gonna die in 10 minutes.
You just got a bunch of tumors in here, bud. We've already come this far. We're going till 3:30.
Yeah, no, that's completely fine.
There's 7 more minutes.
I don't want there to be a silent gap.
I'm going to pull teeth for these 7 minutes.
Dude, all right. Show me your work your podcast magic. Let's start a conversation.
I don't have any podcast magic. The real magic is the friendships we make along the way, dude. You're gonna just be quiet, so now I have to fill it.
That wasn't a question. You didn't ask me. No. I am your podcast guest. Give me something to talk about.
Warren Eshpeter. You're running for office in 2028. Correct. How do you feel about? Excuse me.
Which office?
Office of the president. How old are you? What year were you born?
97.
Fuck, you can't run in 2028. I can.
I can run like 2036.
So fuck, I'd have to wait until then to have you run with me. Is there a minimum age running for vice president?
I'm sure it's 35. Is president 35?
Yeah. Well, then was it 35 for everything? Because eventually there's just a chain of there's a chain of not chain of command. There's a line of succession.
Yeah, 32 then. 2032, I'll be old enough. We'll run for president. Do you think it would be hard?
I don't think so. Winning, yeah, but just running, I bet you can just file. I bet it's probably just like a couple $100 or something. I'm sure you could just go file.
We should try to get
we should try to get on the ballot.
Yeah, dude, I think that'd be funny. You should try to get Al Gore. Oh, well, think about it. There's a senator who's like a waitress up until 2018 or something.
AOC? Yeah. Right? Isn't that her? Yeah. But she's too young. But is she in the line of succession?
No.
Because the line of succession goes out like hundreds of places. Everyone knows like the first 4. It goes out hundreds.
Yeah.
So technically, is she in there at some point?
No. Well, I mean,
young.
if it goes to the Senate at some point, who knows? But she's the senator, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Because she might not be old enough to run for president, but
I don't think she is.
I don't know. Find some pain points in your community and run for office, bro.
Do you guys not have enough MEMESats? Because I'm looking around this town and I see a lot of winners. I see a lot of hard workers. But you know what I don't see? I don't see MEMESats.
MEMESat.
You know, I look at my friend Warren, gifted kid. He's got plenty of MEMESats out there. But I fear that we're approaching a MEMESat gap.
A drought.
A drought between the MEMESat haves and the MEMESat have-nots.
Are you a doer or a don'ter?
Want to try that again?
Are you a doer or a don'ter?
That your face looked like the face of like a kid juggling like an ornament from the Christmas tree. Like, hey mom, look at you're like, are you? I can just see like one eye. Like, I can see the circuitry overheating. Are you a donor?
Are you?
Talk to me right now. You look me in the eyes. Are you some sort of doer or are you a donor? Are you a duo or some sort of don'ter, guys? Because I'm not even having this.
You changed from child to like German doctor.
What are you, some sort of duo?
You became French. These last 7 minutes have been rough. We have 3 more. Dude.
We're finishing.
This is gonna be. The beginning of the episode was a little slow too. We got into it. It's like a build up.
It's the bell curve. I think that's a sign of like a good episode though. That's what I found. So there's a bell curve. You come in tripping, you guys sync up, you hit some like, synergistic arcs, harmonics, resonance,
Oh yeah.
quantum,
Yeah.
new age, oils, stars, astrology,
Oh, at the center.
anti-vax,
Dude.
minerals, Elijah board, Dreamcatcher.
You should do this with somebody you don't know as the guest.
Should I do Rob Manning?
Dude, no, get someone like
But
you
never
should
talk to
Eric
him.
Andre. Eric Andre someone. Get someone pretty high profile, but that you just want to mess with.
Just fuck with him.
Yeah. But the thing, it's like virtual, so they can bail, right? If you're able to ever do it in real life with someone high profile, you can just like really trip them out.
Like Between Two Ferns, kind of.
Yeah, well, you know the Eric Andre show.
Yeah. I would be scared to try to do it to Eric Andre because that is his. I'm walking into his stadium.
Don't do it to Eric Andre. Do it to some other random person who's like kind of famous. Get like,
you know who I tried to get on?
Dude.
I forgot to tell you. This was back in like March. I tried to get on the rapper Chingy.
No way.
Yeah.
Did it kind of...
Well, no, because I found a video of Chingy on YouTube breaking down why the Vatican is actually like an Illuminati temple. And I was like, I need to have Chingy talking about the New World Order. He was talking about like the giants of the Old Testament. He's like the Nephilim. And he was like, it's the Antichrist. It's all inverted. It's like a perversion of Christ. He's like, we have to go to the Vatican. And I was like, I need Chingy on my podcast talking about this. Chingy, like, go from singing Holiday Inn to telling me about the Antichrist breaking through the veil. Hey, it's 3:30.
Wow, dude, what an episode!
What? It's how the time flies. It's
Oh.
You know, no one knows that we did this. It like doesn't need to go up.
I'm down for it. I mean, no, dude,
It's going up. It's going up. But I just want you to remember, whenever we have these conversations, we can kill them. We can bury them in the backyard. No one knows they exist.
It would take a lot for me to be like, take it down. Because at this point with the company, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, this podcast has to succeed now because there's no going back. The amount of material that's out there.
Yeah, dude. It's on there forever.
Yeah, there's no hiding that from any employer.
I have
That's terrifying.
I have a good quote for you, but it can't go in the video.
Okay, well, I'll call you after this.
All right.
I'm gonna stop recording this and then I'll call you because I do want to tell you some secrets.
Wait. Just stop recording. And then...
Well, no, because when I stop recording on Zoom, it automatically starts compressing the video and it heats the computer up to like. Wait, hold on. Okay, wait, hold on. I'll stop recording.
Just FaceTime me or something.
Stop recording. Hold on. Yeah, I'm just gonna call you right now, all right? If I'm gonna FaceTime you.